So today we're going to go to the Unplugged Performance Open House. I got an invite through Dennis CW. He's like a Tesla YouTuber who does like stuff on Tesla deals and things. And yeah, I'm pretty active in their Discord. So when I saw that invite, I decided I'd go because I'm based in San Diego, and the Unplugged Performance Open House would be in LA, so it's not too far. It should be really interesting because they have some really cool Model S Plaid builds and also other cool cars, like rims and stuff that they sell. So I kind of want to see what I can learn today about what I can do to modify my car. I have a perfectly stock 2023 Model S Plaid that I got pretty recently. Yeah, I want to see what I can do to get like the Plaid seats. I know Tesla will do it for like $6,000. I want to see if somebody can beat that price, but get the track seats through like the Tesla EPC. So essentially give me an OEM look, but I don't want to pay the $6,000 that Tesla is probably overcharging for the installation of the labor and all that as well. So yeah, pretty interested to see what we can do today. I also want to look into getting like intuitive lowering links or unplugged performance lowering links. And I also want to see what the concerns could be with that. I actually did find recently in my car that you can set it to low. They have default ride height to low. And this is actually kind of fire because I think the Model S looks the best when it's in low. So you kind of want to have it in, well, at least I want to have it in low all the time. I just have to be a little careful whenever there's like bumpy parts of the road. You got to slow down a little bit. But my favorite part has been that, you can do this thing called raise suspension. So whenever you are, kind of in an area, you can just keep hitting that. And at least for me around my house now, wherever I do need to raise a suspension, it kind of just works on its own. So low doesn't really like hurt me in any way, even if I were to forget. So yeah, I pretty much got this Model S specifically because I needed something that Archie could sit in. Basically something that had a singular cabin, right? It's like a Model X, a Y, or a S, but I could never do a 3 because I needed to take my dog with me. I'm really interested to see today. This is our first like real road trip in it. Well, not really a road trip. It's only like to LA and back from San Diego, but I want to leave this cargo cover on actually and see how that goes, just so he has a little bit of shade, because I always kind of think that like if I close this, he's kind of just directly baking. Not sure how to feel about that. I'm gonna have the AC on, pointed up in the rear for him, but yeah. So yeah, it's about an hour, 22 minutes to Unplugged Performance. Pretty excited. Really not that far of a drive, especially with FSD. Taking my dog for the day because it's an outdoor event. It should be really interesting. I'm really excited to meet some of the Tesla YouTubers that I know are in the area. I'm expecting some of them to come at least. So yeah. So I actually moved recently, and it was really interesting because I had just gotten my Tesla like 3 or 4 months ago, and I was just using the 120 volts like level 1 charging at my old place, and it kind of sucked because in San Diego the electricity is like really expensive, right? So you have to use this thing called like a time of use plan, and the only time that electricity is actually a decent rate, which is like 11 cents a kilowatt hour, is between midnight to 6 a.m. on a weekday, and from midnight to 2 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. So you're getting like 6 hours at night, and you're getting like, 14 hours on weekends, right? So it's not terribly long, especially at level 1 charging. So when I was using the level 1 charging there, I was not getting anything really. Like I would get enough to like get by, to be honest, because I work from home, so I don't really go that many places, but I was still supercharging periodically just because I had to. Like, for example, like today's road trip, I would have had to supercharge the night before or on the way there, because there's just like no way I'd be able to charge the car up. I'd have to like literally just not drive it for like a week or something, or 2 weeks, to like build up enough charge, and probably still not have enough. So yeah. My new spot though, I'm pretty lucky actually. They had a dryer plug, and the best part was that it's not even that the dryer is electric. The dryer is now gas. Like they used to have a dryer that was electric. So there's just a free 30 amp, 220 volt NEMA 1030p plug ready to go, right? And all I had to do was just, get the converter from Tesla, and like I was off to the races. I'm getting like 30% at night on a good night.
on a weekday, and then I don't know, more, like I can probably do like 70-80% on a weekend. So that's really great. Like I now I'm really getting to enjoy the like perks of being an electric car owner, because like I was loving my car before and I still, would have kept loving it, but like it's obviously way nicer once you actually have true level 2 charging at home and your car can kind of just charge up whenever. Now, the problem is that I did forget to plug the car in the last 2 days. So I was actually at like 36% or something last night. And I was going to go on this road trip today. So that was kind of a problem. And that's okay. Like, I mean, my car still got to like 76% because it's a weekend. So I could charge past 6 a.m. So we left actually at like 9:10, 9:15. So we got like 9 hours of charging. And actually I got the car from like 37 to like 76, which is pretty good. Like I'm really happy with that. I think we're going to be able to make it to Unplugged Performance and back. So right now I left at 76. I'm going to get there at 48 according to my Tesla. And that means I should be able to get back, even if I have to like eke it out, like just absolutely like down to like the last, like, 4 or 5%. I'm not sure how I feel about doing that. I don't think I've ever done that in my car. I've seen a lot of people do it. I know there's a buffer in the car, so we're going to see. Maybe I'm going to do that today, but I usually just end up finding somewhere to charge the car. Like last time I had to do something like this was with level 1 charging. I was actually going to UCLA to move my sister out of her dorm room, and I just plugged in at UCLA. They had free charging. It was level 1 charging, but it was there all day, so I got like another like 10% or something like that. And honestly, that was like enough to like get me home. And then we went out to have dinner on like Rodeo Drive, and like wherever, like I had to go park in a parking garage, and they had charging at like, they had like a charge point charger with like 6 kilowatts. So after that, I didn't have to charge. I just went home. Like I definitely, I could just make it home. Because I don't remember how much I got there, but like I probably got like another 10% there. So yeah, it was awesome. So LA, I'm not really too worried. We're going to LA today, so yeah. I might go to the Tesla diner. It just depends on how my dog is doing. My dog is pretty nice. He's not really used to doing like long road trips, if you will, though. Like I know Unplugged Performance's event is outside, so I decided to take him with me just so he'd have a fun day of it as well and not have to stay home. But we're gonna have to see like if we can do Tesla Diner or not. I'm actually gonna ask a lot of. I mean, this is a Tesla like enthusiast event, so I'm just gonna ask a lot of the people who are there like how busy it is right now and see if like it's worth going. Because if it's too busy still, because it just opened I think like a week or two ago, so like I feel like it might be busy, especially on a Saturday evening or night. So if it is actually busy, then I'm just gonna skip it, go back home, and then come back another time, because I don't live very far from LA. I'm gonna be back in like September. I'm planning on it, so I can do that anytime I want. So I actually added a stop to my ride. So I'm gonna go to Micro Center, and the reason is that I've been in California for like 3.5 years now, and I haven't been to a Micro Center, and that's something I've always wanted to go do. Like I always wanted to go see a Micro Center. I'm really into PC hardware, not so much anymore. I think I kind of evolved that into a honestly much more expensive hobby of being into electric cars. But the point being, I want to go to a Micro Center. I want to see what they have. And I was gonna get there way too early. I have this thing like where I really hate being late to things, and it doesn't really matter. Like the event's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right? Like it really does not matter. But I was gonna get there at like 10:37, 10:38, something like that. Like way too early. So I decided to just slap Micro Center on because it's kind of on the way. Like it's a little bit out of the way, but mostly on the way. And check that out. I just want to go in. I want to go see. These are the kind of things I can do even if I have a dog now, because I have the Tesla. I can put it in dog mode and just go check it out.
So this is kind of why going to Micro Center is probably pretty dangerous. I've heard that before, but I think I fell prey to it in my first trip. So I ended up getting this. It's like a DJI Osmo Action 4 camera, just to shoot the videos in a little bit easier format rather than having to use my phone for everything. So it came with this, like a rugged mount thing that you can put it inside, which is actually kind of cool. And I really like this. Like, it comes with like a battery case where you can put like batteries inside. It'll charge them for you. And you can use USB-C to charge it. And then also came with this bad boy. You can, it's like an action stick. I think it extends somehow, some way. Probably need two hands for that. And then also a mount for my car, but I'm gonna put that on after the trip is over.
All right, so yeah, that was really cool. I got to meet at least one YouTuber that I've known. In terms of the cars, I think it was decently interesting. It was a lot of Cybertrucks, and I'm personally not that into Cybertrucks. I just never really fell for it. Like, some of the builds look kind of cool, but like, it's just Cybertruck's not my thing. I like the Model S Plaid, and in terms of the cars I saw for that, I saw like 3 or 4 of them, and one of them was really cool. It was like white with the new Plaid seats, and it had like a carbon fiber lip, and it was tinted. It looked really nice. And I also got to see a 2026 Plaid. That was interesting. It's pretty good. I think it looks a little bit more put together. And there's a couple of software changes in it that I noticed. And they had it in the new blue color that they have. I'm forgetting the name of that right now, but I thought it was decently interesting. And I definitely think the event very much catered to Cybertruck owners over like the Model S Plaid and the other owners. There were very few of the car that I am particularly into, but it was cool overall.
It was about a 2 hours, 9 minutes ride home. I thought that it was going to be a really close call for some reason, but clearly the car says 14%, so we should be good to go. So yeah, I ended up talking to their sales guys about the plaid seats that I wanted to buy, and I didn't really get a great answer. I spoke to some of the techs, and they were like, "It's definitely possible to do, but it's going to be very nebulous as to what the pricing is going to be like, compared to Tesla's $6,000." They said they would obviously it would be the same price as it would for the Tesla EPC, right? So if it costs them $1,000 a seat, okay, it's still going to cost us 4 grand to get you the seats for you. But then obviously I was asking them about the labor, and they just were not sure because they were like, maybe it'll be 1,000 for the labor, but they were like, we don't know if it needs a toolbox or not. They think it does, so they had no idea if it would go above or lower. And the price already seemed to be around 5 grand from what the guy was quoting me, and I'm assuming that was a very safe quote because the technicians that I spoke to were like, "Oh, it'll be much lower. It's really easy to replace the seats." Blah blah blah. So, yeah, not sure. But so while I won't go with their seats, I did kind of like their selection of rims. They had like these golden rims that I thought looked really cool, and they had them in all kinds of colors. But I have a red car, so I think gold and red looks good, or black and red looks good. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. I kind of want to go try doing that, but I'm gonna wait until I get my current set of tires worn down first because I think I might switch to a square setup just so I have like ease of tire rotation and all those fancy things because the stock Tesla setup is actually staggered, meaning you can rotate, but you can only rotate like the front and back, so you can't rotate like regular as if you had a square setup. So might as well knock out two birds with one stone and not waste any tires for now. So that's going to be something I'm going to save for later.
SD is like actually insane. I mean, like, I'm so used to everything now, like just working. It's nuts. Like, we're about halfway home. I've had zero intervention, zero anything. This is LA. LA is not the easiest place to drive. There's someone already tried to hit us, basically tried to merge onto us, and Tesla, the software was perfect and, slowed down the right amount and moved over a little bit to make sure the person that was like weaving out of their lane didn't hit us. All of those things, really awesome. Sped up to go around somebody. Everything is just so good with FSD nowadays. I can't buy a different car at this point in good faith. Like, it has to be Tesla because they're the only ones with the full self-driving software, and that's really big. I don't know. The thing is that like people haven't experienced FSD the way I have, and a lot of other people that I've convinced to buy a Tesla have. So they don't know, but I feel like once everybody knows or the secret is out, because the secret is not out yet. Like, as much as people like to say they know that FSD is good and Tesla can drive itself, most people still believe that it's terrible and that it can't do all the things that it does. And that's something that is going to take a while to break, because I mean, even if you think about it, like, lots of people have electric cars now, but many people I speak to, even in California, where electric cars are probably the most widely adopted, do not, well, I mean, widely adopted, Norway, I think, has the most highest adoption, but, you know, California in America at least has, like, I think the highest rate of adoption and level of adoption of electric vehicles. Most people still are, like, having range anxiety and, you know, don't understand that it doesn't charge, like, very slowly. Like, they think that it's like the 75 kilowatt charger days still, or something like that. Like, I'm not really sure, but there's a lot of misinformation, or maybe just people not believing the information they're being told. Because I tell people, like, hey, it's way better than you think, and all those other things, you know, that a person would tell someone that doesn't own an EV, but I don't think they believe me. So, you know, I think they're going to have to experience it. And then when people experience FSD as a second level of, like, why you should buy a Tesla, I think it becomes like a no-brainer. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, that, like, people don't know, and when they know, it's going to be really hard to recommend anything else. Like, even if Tesla might not make the best car overall for what you're looking for, you're going to try and fit, or at least for me, I would try and fit whatever Tesla fits best into what I want anyway. Like, the Model X is a great car. I think it looks good, and not everybody agrees with me. I think it looks really good, but I don't really love the Falcon Wing doors. I think it could be a little bit longer. There's things that could be improved about it. It could have better range and things. But end of the day, if I needed an SUV, I'm not buying an R1S. I am buying a Tesla Model X. There is no question about it, because it has full self-driving. I'm driving the car in most times. I'd rather be a little more uncomfortable, or not love everything about the car, but not have to drive, over the fact that, like, the car does everything I want, like, optimally, but I have to drive the car everywhere. Because Rivian's whatever highway cruise control is nowhere close to Tesla's. Like, again, I haven't experienced that myself, but, like, all the research I've done shows me that, like, you know, it needs the lane markings, it needs all those, like, things that, like, Tesla doesn't. Like, I have used FSD before, just going up a windy mountain trail with no lane markings, and had no problems. And you try that with other cars, and you will not experience that at all. It's very different.
Insane stop and go traffic, like the last, like, 12, 13 miles of my trip. Like, it was horrible, just going 15, 20 miles an hour the entire way. I did see a Ferrari though. You know, gotta look at the positive parts.
So yeah, the stop and go is almost over, finally. That was horrible. I mean, if I had to drive that myself, I would have been really upset. I really hate doing stop and go traffic, but thankfully with FSD, we were kind of just, you know, going stop and go like we would, but I didn't have to drive at all. I kind of just sat there, listened to my Audible look, and yeah, it's almost over.
So that pretty much concludes our road trip. If you're interested in some more content, I'm planning on doing a paint correction video, because my Model S is pretty messed up in terms of paint chips, just because that's how Tesla paint is, especially because the previous owner just drove it on the highway most of the time. And I have some other road trip content that I'm planning. So if you like it and you want to see more, please like and subscribe.